Okay, so after the XYZ affair broke to the public, America was pretty outraged. How dare France treat us in that way? And Americans had that rallying cry: millions for defense, not 1 cent for tribute. What that meant is we wouldn't pay any bribes. Tribute is a bribe, but we'll, bolster our military to potentially be ready to go to war. And John Adams, he needed to deal with this crisis, and he needed to get the nation, he felt like, back under control. So he's a Federalist. He doesn't like Democratic Republicans. Remember, those are the two political parties that have just recently emerged. And Democratic Republicans are made up of people who've immigrated to America, or people who are sensitive to the plight of the French. So John Adams really wants to crack down on people who might be supporting the French, people who might be sympathetic to the plight of immigrants, because he feels like that's going to bring America into this unruly state. So he's facing a lot of critics after the XYZ affair. He's being criticized for potentially being weak or making the French think they can take advantage of him. So he really wants to assert his control. And this is all, festering in this ideological war between the Federalists and the Democratic Republicans. So, two political parties that are attacking each other about every idea and every action the other one takes. Perhaps that sounds familiar to you today. So, we're not immune from this, even in 1796. So, in an effort to not be criticized and to stop his critics from being so vocal, John Adams passes two acts called the Alien and Sedition Acts. The one that I'm going to talk to you about here is just the Alien Act. Alien tends to be another word for foreigner, or someone who's not native to the area. So John Adams is trying to crack down on immigrants in this country, or even people who are sympathetic to immigrants in this country. So he passes a series of statutes under the Alien Act that says, if you move to the United States, previously it took you 7 years to become a citizen. Now he's going to make it take 14 years to become a citizen. You can randomly be deported if you are not part of the American citizenry. You can be thrown in prison if you are a sympathizer to the French. So he really cracks down on people who are not from the United States and people who are sympathetic to those who are not from the United States. And you guys know that this argument, or this idea, has kind of played out through American history. You have recently watched this same vein of anti-immigrant sentiment play out down at America's southern borders. So just because this is happening in 1796 does not mean it still is not happening or being discussed today. But John Adams is the first president to really crack down on immigration under the Alien Act. And really, it's an effort to protect the Federalists and himself and his reputation. So that's the Alien Act, as you can see, based on the scenario that you just had to respond to.